The latest reports out of Dallas are that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are not close to getting a long-term deal done. Former Pro Bowl defensive back DeAngelo Hall said he believes Dak is on the same level as Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff. And since those quarterbacks are all in the low 30s, Hall said Dak would be, quote, extremely happy if he ended up getting $35 million a year. So, Shannon, does DeAngelo have a point?
I'm going to disagree with D. Hall for the simple fact, Skip. The thing that he failed to mention, yes, they are in the low 30s, but all these guys, with the exception of Cousins, had time on the contract. You look at Jared Goff and Wentz. Both of these guys got security with 2 years left. Dak says, so where's my security? I got no years left on my deal. You see, Skip, they can't prorate it. Okay, we did 4-year deals, okay? Each guy did a 4-year deal, which makes it a 6-year deal. Dak Prescott says, I'm completely free. Kirk Cousins got $84 fully guaranteed million because he was totally free. He get to the last year of that deal, they gave him 2 more years at $66 million.
They did.
Fully guaranteed. So over 5 years, First Cousins is going to get $150 million fully guaranteed dollars. He's like, Dak, like, well, wait a minute. What would Mahomes, Skip, if Mahomes had no years left on his contract? He'd have got more than 45. He'd have got 60, 65. But because he had 2 years left, and theoretically, Kansas City didn't have to do anything for 5 years because they had him at this year, the 5th-year option, of 3 years of tags. They say, you know what, Mahomes? We'll give you some security. You give us some flexibility. Dak says, okay. What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to give y'all some flexibility, but where's the security when I had to play this last season out? Where was that? So Dak's like, nah. How about we split the difference? I'm not saying I'm a homeboy. I'm saying I'm better than Russ. You can argue that, debate that. We can. Split the difference. 40 mil. That's what I'm looking for. Can you interest you in that, Jerry? And plus, it's gonna cost you more now. Cost you extra 15 because you ain't said Black Lives Matter. The longer we go there, it costs the price going up, Skip.
Okay, first of all, to your point, this isn't about 4 years or 5 years. In the end, this is about 30-something million or 40-something million. Dollars talk.
Yeah.
Years are fine. You can go back and forth. And I know there's a lot of talk about, well, my homeboy took 10 years. Dak, you should at least take half of that. Take 5. Not the issue on the table. And let me say up front, before I launch into all this, nobody has defended and supported Dak Prescott any more than I have sitting right here in this seat against the hate coming from across the table, the cowboy hate that filters down onto Dak Prescott. But I can't defend or support what's happening right now, except to say that I'm hoping against hope that in the next 48 hours, Jerry's longtime mantra, which he first said to me in 1989, which was deadlines make deals. He said it from the start.
Yep.
It's what he learned in the oil field, the oil and gas industry. Deadlines make deals. When it comes to push shove, which way are you going to go? Hold your feet to the fire, yes or no, deals get done. So I'm hoping they go right to the 11th hour, the last hour, and somehow there's some little compromise on both sides. There's going to
be a lot of thawing needs to happen, Skip.
Okay, a lot of thawing because a lot of this has gotten personal.
Yes.
And it's bordered into anger and bitterness toward each other.
Yes.
And I think Jerry's a little miffed at Dak, and Dak's probably mad at Jerry. And so now there's bad blood that has brewed now for months.
Right.
This has been going on for over a year. Should have been done a year ago.
Correct.
Thought it was done going up to the start of the season. Do you remember what happened? And again, I hark back to that Yahoo report. Jerry said the day of game one, it was right after the game, opening day game at Jerry World, big victory over the Giants. Dak played great, had a QBR of 94 in that game, just lit it up. But as Shannon said the next day, it's the Giants. That night, Jerry said a deal with Dak is imminent. He had just gotten one done with Zeke. And I told you the day Zeke signed, got 6 years, $90 million. We may talk about that later.
Okay.
I said, that's it. Doors are open. The skids are greased. Here comes Dak down the pike. They're going to get both their 2 stars signed, and here we go as a big springboard into the emotional springboard into the season.
Right.
Didn't happen. Jerry says after the first game, it's imminent. Imminent? Somebody said, Jerry, meaning what? Days. That means we're going to get it done within days. Well, that would mean before game 2, nothing. Right. They go to Washington. He lights it up again. Shannon says on Monday, bad team. Then game 3, back at Jerry World, he lights it up again, and there's no deal. And Shannon tells me, garbage. It's Miami. It was the Dolphins. So Dak has an average QBR in the first 3 games of 90 on a scale of 0 to 100. Led the league after 3 games. Yep. Shannon said, nope, not buying it. Nope. And Jerry's saying, I'm not buying it. And guess what the agent told Jerry? You better buy it because the deal just changed. We bet on ourselves, and now the dollars changed. A lot of times, as you well know from your many negotiations, you might arrive at an agreement on the dollars, but now there could be this or that or this. There are a lot of caveats to the deal. Yep. You got to cross the T, you got to dot the I, and that's what needs to get done over the last couple of days. Right. But Jerry thought that in the big picture, the dollars had been agreed upon.
We had the money. Now we work on the years, but we got the money.
And I'm pretty sure, not completely, but by all reports, it was around $36 million a year. And I don't know if it was 4 or 5 years. I don't know, probably 5 at that point. 36 for 5. At that point, it would have made him the highest paid quarterback or player in football. But we knew what was coming down the pike quickly. Right. Mahomes and now Deshaun will come, we think, pretty soon, right?
Correct.
And so the agent for Dak is saying, it's Todd France, CAA, is saying, hey, we need to shoot the moon here. We need to shoot for what Mahomes is going to get. And they projected probably and had an educated guess of 45, and they were correct. So I don't know exactly what they're asking for. 42, 43, somewhere in the low 40s so they can be in the ballpark when the Mahomes deal got done. Okay, is he deserving? Has he earned the right to be in Mahomes' ballpark?
Come on now.
Okay, well, I don't think so.
No.
Even I don't think so. And I know Jerry doesn't. And once you jerk the numbers rug right out from under him, the money rug, listen, he is,
well, here's the thing.
He's got a bad temper.
If you're in the contract negotiation, you shoot for the stars. If you land on the moon, you're pretty happy.
You're pretty happy.
So Dak says, okay, I'm shooting for the stars. 45, because there was a report that says that 5th year, he wanted to be $48-something million. And you're like, there's no way. And come to find out, 5 years from now, $48 million might be a bargain.
Okay. I don't know if it'd be a bargain, but you could say it'd be fair pay.
I think the thing is, Skip, is because Wentz and Goff gave up 2 years, they got the security that they wanted.
They've been making their money for 2 years.
Skip, they were first-round picks, so one got like $30 million, the other got like 28. Okay, you understand that, Skip. And so Dak says, you know what, Jerry? I tell you what I do. You want me to do what I do half of what Mahomes. He's probably thinking, Skip, now 5 years, $200 million. Skip, I don't see a scenario where he comes in left it. Because even if you don't say he's not as good as Mahomes, is he not half as good as Mahomes?
Okay, but just remember this. 3 games, he tore it up.
Yeah, but I told you what was going on.
And then they tore up the deal. He said, let's start over. And Jerry said, okay, good luck. And Dak continues to bet on himself for the final 13 games of the year, and he wasn't very good. In those 13 games, my partner across the table, the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe, gave him 7 Fs. Do you remember?
I didn't give him. He earned them.
Okay, he earned 7 Fs according to my partner. At New Orleans, at Jets, Green Bay.
They lost 8 games.
Okay, Buffalo, Chicago, at New England. Oh, I can't even say that.
At Philly.
At Philly. He had a bum shoulder, but he stunk it up.
No, there's much in the shoulder.
Well, he just did. And he ranked by Pro Football Focus over the last 13 games the 15th best quarterback. Well, remember, he went into the year not even making the top 100 as voted upon by the players of the National Football League. He doesn't make a Pro Bowl. He goes 8-8. He stinks it up over the last 13 games, according to you. I thought Minnesota was great, but that's just me. But they lost. And in the end, it's hard to sell it. It's hard to say, okay, now give me 42, give me 43, give me 48 in the 5th year. it's hard to sell off last year. He bet on himself and he lost. So he early on, it was 2 weeks ago, he accepted the franchise tag.
Right.
I thought it was sort of a desperate PR move to say, okay, I accept what...
No, because we don't want to run the risk of y'all trying to snatch that up from up under us.
Oh,
and
maybe.
So this is what we do. We got you on the hook for 31.5. But let me ask you...
How did you get to be a we with Dak?
No. We in this thing together. Me, Todd, Dak, CA.
Really?
No, I ain't with CA.
Trying to destroy my salary cap.
No. Skip, but let me ask you this. Who do you think's better? Ryan Tannehill or Dak Prescott?
Oh, Dak, clearly.
Ryan Tannehill got $91 million guaranteed with $60 million.
Yep.
$60 million fully guaranteed.
What did Ryan do last year that Dak didn't do? He had a hot run into the playoffs. Right?
Derrick Henry say, can I get my money?
He deserves his money too. But Ryan Tannehill played well enough for them to get 3 deep in the playoffs, right? They won 2 playoff games.
Just imagine, you remember how good Dak looked when he was only having to throw 13, 14 passes a game? His rookie year, when Zeke was running, that offensive line was just mauling people.
Who was the offensive player of the year that year?
It was Dak. But Skip, but hold on. But now you want to talk about Zeke ain't the same running back that he was his rookie year. So hold on, wait a minute. You can't have it both ways.
When they were both cooking, we cooked right into the playoffs at 13-3.